Homes.com has collaboration tools to help home shoppers search, share, and discuss home shopping with family, friends, and their agent directly through the site. Though it was fun to get that email from your husband about that 3-bedroom in the hills, to which you replied via text that you would never live in the hills and you'd like to find a 3-bedroom closer to the beach. To which he replied, "Why are you so uncompromising?" A fun way to spend an afternoon, but we think it's just a tad bit easier our way. Homes.com. Ding dong. We've done your homework.
Looking for excitement? Chumba Casino is here. Play anytime, play anywhere. Play on the train, play at the store, play at home, play when you're bored. Play today for your chance to win and get daily bonuses when you log in. So what are you waiting for? Don't delay. Chumba Casino is free to play.
Experience social gameplay like never before. Go to Chumba Casino right now to play hundreds of games, including online slots, Slingo, and more. Live the Chumba life at ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Listen up, Wine Coven. In case you missed it, the gals, that's me and Lucy, are going to Mexico City. We're going in January of 2026, and we really want you to come along, okay? It's going to be super fun. This is going to be a whirlwind trip of food and culture. We will see the work of legendary artists like Frida Kahlo and Diego Rivera. We're going to do some mezcal mixology. We're going to stroll through beautiful historic neighborhoods. We'll be enjoying tacos and tequila like a local. And whether you've visited before or it's your first time, it is my first time. I'm very excited. This itinerary is designed to maximize the memories in just 4 colorful, exciting, enriching days with us gals. We really, really love these trips. They are really incredible. Yeah, they're frankly incredibly life-changing. But honestly, you don't have to just take it from us. We wanted to share some feedback that we got from a recent traveler who joined us in Greece. This is a beautiful review. Enjoy it. We love it.
Yes, this review reads, "This trip was amazing before it even started. The fact that Lucy and Amanda can attract a group of strangers that get along as if they have taken 10 trips together beforehand is just spectacular." That is so true.
It's true. We mesh pretty instantly. It's kind of remarkable.
I felt welcome, safe, and included every step of the way. Tropa Trip and Wine and Crime obviously did a thorough job selecting the activities and hotels we enjoyed each day. I don't think it would have been hard to have a great time in Greece, but the selection was top-notch. Lucy and Amanda did a wonderful job hosting without it feeling forced. They genuinely wanted to be there and wanted to hang out and get to know us all. We super do.
We do.
Love it. So thank you, gals, for creating such an epic trip. I can't wait to book the next one.
That's from Tony Lee. Thank you so much, Tony.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see you in Mexico City, Tony. So whether you are traveling solo or with your bestie,
your husband,
you're gonna make some new amazing friends, and we can't wait to be 2 of them. So tickets are going fast. We only have a few spots left. They're available now. So you can head to our website at wineandcrimepodcast.com for the link for the ticket purchase, and hopefully we'll see you in Mexico City.
Yes.
Wine and Crime contains graphic and explicit content which may not be suitable for some listeners. Listener discretion is advised.
Are listening to Wine and Crime, the podcast where 2 friends chug wine, chat true crime, and unleash their worst Minnesotan accents. How are you, Lucy?
I'm fantastic. How are you, Amanda?
I'm fantastic. Well, no, I am. I'm pretty good today. Pretty good. I've been sleep training myself.
Yes, how's it going?
It's
Are you
going,
staying in your crib all night?
I'm staying in my crib all night. Yesterday, I cheated a little bit. I didn't get out of bed until like 10:15.
That's not so bad.
But today, I was awake by 8:45, and I was out of bed by 9:20. And then tomorrow morning, I have a Pilates class at 8:30 in the morning.
You're gonna love it. I had a Pilates class this morning, too. It's my new favorite thing.
I'm scared.
Honey. Don't be scared.
Okay. We're not using the machine, though. This is a beginner mat Pilates, so I think I'm going to learn, like, the basic poses.
Yep.
Not
I think
sure.
the mat Pilates, when you're on the machine itself, you can do, like, pretty much unlimited anything. It's sort of wild. the mat Pilates was the type of class that I took this morning. We had like this circle and it's like a little bit bendy. So you can put your hands on either side of this circle and like kind of pump it, like pulse, squeeze. And then we do the same with the legs. And then it's just like stretching and a little bit of pulsing. It's like half bar, half yoga, sort of.
Okay.
I think you're going to like it.
And then
your
Monday,
body just feels good.
I have my beginner's boxing class.
Oh my God. You're going to get so much rage out.
I'm not going to lie. I really hope I can get into boxing because that would be A, an amazing winter depression activity. And B, how fun would it be to like
fight a man?
Not necessarily fight a man, but to do like meets, like matches.
Oh my God.
Like beginners.
Just beating each other up.
Beginners beatings.
Oh my God. If you got so into boxing, what if you got into boxing and then turned into like a glow pro wrestler? I could see that.
Listen, I'm always one manic episode away from having a completely new personality. So
I know.
this could be crazy. But yeah, my friend turned me on to this thing called Class Pass. And this is not an ad. I'm just genuinely trying this out. You pay like a monthly fee and then you can see all these different exercise classes in all kinds of different categories in your area and try all kinds of new
like
things.
One-off.
Yeah, but you can go back over and over again. You could get as many X amount of like credits per month. But yeah.
Look at us exercising.
I hate going to the gym. So it's like if I don't have someone to be accountable to that's like, all right, I signed up for this class and I paid for it and people are expecting you to be there, then why the fuck would I go?
Yeah. I walked into my class this morning and she was like, Lucy, welcome. And I'm like, oh God, this is great.
Yeah. And it turns out I'm like getting older and need to like move my body more so that I don't get like arthritis and shit.
Especially in like a low impact way.
Well, yeah, I don't know how low impact boxing is, but I want to get some pink gloves. I want to learn how to tape. I have to go early on Monday so I can get my gear. I'm excited. I feel like I'm more scared for Pilates, but more like excited for boxing.
Well, boxing has the consumerism aspect of buying gloves and tape.
You know, I like
so that
merch.
is exciting. And
I like attention. So like I kind of want to learn it as a skill and then go compete.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. Let's see if I like it first. But yeah,
I hope one of your boxing matches.
I bet you would. I want you and Corey there, and I want you to have costumes.
And big posters.
Huge
support posters.
Yes. Yes. So this is the goal. Everybody infuse positive energy into hopefully a developing love of boxing.
We're manifesting.
Not what we're talking about today. Sorry.
Not even a little bit.
Every time I go to record, I completely forget that I'm not just on a Zoom call with my friend for the first like 10 minutes of the show. My B. This week we have a very special fan pick from Kathleen Lanau.
Wow.
Right, Lanau, who has chosen Bakersfield Crimes.
Yes, Bakersfield. Kathleen was born and raised in Bakersfield and then moved away because, as we'll get to it, there are probably other places to live.
Hey, fair enough. But our delightful fan picker, Kathleen, also wanted us to shout out San Rucci Winery, which is located right in the area. So it's local to Bakersfield.
I think Kathleen also knows the owners or something.
I love that.
Yeah.
So
old personal connection.
A little bit about them on their About Us page. Quote, the tradition that became San Rucci Winery began over 90 years ago when a young Italian from Tuscany and his wife and their young family immigrated to the United States. Faith and family was always important to Francisco Beccarucci. So like his family had done for years, he began to make wine at home for the family, especially for their Sunday dinners. The family winemaking tradition continued and became a greater part of family life when Francisco's granddaughter married a winemaker whose German and Sicilian family had also carried on the tradition of home winemaking and family get-togethers and Sunday dinners.
They, in turn, passed the love of family, faith, and good wine to their son and daughters. By combining the Sicilian and Tuscan family names together, San Filippo and Beccarucci, the tradition of San Rucci was born. Cool. So 2, like, generational wine families coming together through one couple's love and adoration for each other and wine, and thus San Rucci was born.
Beautiful.
And it is cute because their wines that they feature, okay, remember when we were in high school and there was that store in Ridgedale Mall called The Afternoon?
I loved that store.
And it had those cards with like vintage photos of people's like parties and Christmas celebrations.
And it had something sassy in it.
Yes. So some of their wines are dedicated to members of their family. So if you click the link in my wine pairing, you'll see the 2023 Vino Blanco and look at the photo.
I love that.
These sassy 60s gals in their super cute business cash outfits. And big hair, the like horn rim glasses. They're genuinely adorable, and I am obsessed with them. They caught my eye. So a little bit about this bottle that incorporates them. Vino Blanco isn't just another white. It's a perfect mix of 2 classic grape varieties, Falangina and Vermentino. These grapes have deep roots in Italian winemaking. Falangina has been a staple in Campania for centuries, while Vermentino thrives in stunning coastal regions like Sardinia and Liguria. We were lucky to find our grapes in San Benito County. California is such a cool viticultural area because it's not on the Mediterranean, but it has a lot of similar climate. And even
climes.
like some of the soil content is pretty similar. So it's a great wine region in the U.S. because it can grow all kinds of amazing wines, even ones that hail from, more of a consistent Mediterranean climate. To craft this unique blend, we combine 70% Falangina, aged exclusively in stainless steel to preserve its pure, lively character, and 30% Vermentino, which spent 14 months maturing in French oak barrels crowned with acacia heads. This careful aging process adds layers of complexity and finesse, giving the wine a subtle richness and a gentle whisper of oak. Together, they create a wine that's bright, easygoing, and oh so Italian. Featured on the label are Jackie, who is the mother/grandmother of the winery owners, and Concetta, who is Jackie's sister. So their grandma and their great aunt. Italian, stylish, and spirited, just like the wine. This is a 2023. This bottle retails for $36. So it is, a little higher end, but it is sure to be a crowd pleaser. It is a popper. Okay. So you're going to want to get yourself a Wine and Crime wine key from our online store, wineandcrimepodcast.bigcartel.com. It's also 12.5% ABV, which for a white is pretty boozy, but that's not going to boil you over. This would still be a great late summer sipper, golden hour on the veranda, lamb fresh off the grill, a Greek salad with feta, and a glass of this absolutely gorgeous Vino Blanco. So check them out. They do deliver to some places in the United States, but if you are in the area, definitely pop in and do a little tasting. San Rucci.
Yum.
All right, let's take a quick break, Ski, to hear a word from our sponsors, unless, of course, you are an Uncorked member where you can just skip right over this because you get your episodes ad-free.
You lucky duck.
You're so lucky.
Smarty pants.
Plus a ton of extra content. Bang for your buck. If you're not an Uncorked member yet, please come join us. You can do so on our website, wineandcrimepodcast.com. We've got a little tab that says Uncorked. We get you all set.
Got a lot of content on there for you.
A lot of content, a lot of fun. The monthly happy hours, I gotta say, really fantastic. The chat goes off. We answer your questions. It's a really fun way to interact with you, and I really love them. And we get pretty litty.
they get a little unhinged.
So, yeah, you should definitely join us in there. It's a fun time. All right, we'll be right back. Y'all, fall has been hitting the Midwest like a ton of bricks. It was like 50 degrees overnight the other day. It was gorgeous. It was gorgeous. Had all the windows open. Yes. Oh, it's the best. It's the best. It's my favorite time of year, and it's the perfect time to refresh your wardrobe with pieces that feel as good as they look. And luckily, Quince makes it easy to look polished, to stay warm, to get those like fall layers and classics that you love, and also save big without compromising on quality.
Truly, Quince has all of the elevated essentials for fall. They've got stuff like 100% Mongolian cashmere starting at $50.
Gorgeous.
Can you imagine? Washable silk tops and skirts. I feel like silk is very big this fall. And perfectly tailored denim, all at prices that feel too good to be true. I gotta say, the bedding.
Yeah.
It is so affordable. I can have seasonal bedding. Never had that before. It's such a gift.
I'm looking at their collection of wool coats, if I'm being really honest.
Oh,
they're stunning.
They look like designer coats, but they are a fraction of the price, and the quality is just as good, if not better.
And a wool coat is timeless. You'll wear it forever.
Timeless. Always beautiful. By partnering directly with ethical, top-tier factories and cutting out the middlemen, Quince can deliver luxury quality pieces at half the price of similar brands. They have this figured out. It's the kind of wardrobe upgrade that feels smart, stylish, and effortless. I also just got this really cute, like, thin dolman sweater in this, like, berry purple color. Absolutely gorgeous. It fits like a dream. I am so confident wearing it. You gotta go check out Quince if you haven't already.
For real. Keep it classic and cozy this fall with long-lasting staples from Quince. Go to quince.com/wine for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/wine to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/wine.
It's kind of alarming how unaware I am much of the time with how much money I'm spending every month and where I'm spending it. It's really important to stay on top of that kind of stuff, turns out.
Yeah.
And one of those things that it is very important to stay on top of is how many subscriptions you pay for. Because you sign up for one to get the free trial, you forget to cancel it, or the prices go up, or you just lose interest.
100%.
Or it's like an annual renewal. That's how they get you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that is where Rocket Money really, really helps me out. It's an app designed to help you manage your money better. Everyone needs an adult in the room when it comes to their finances, and Rocket Money is that adult for me.
Yeah, it's the adult in your pocket. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. What is not to love, let me tell you. Honestly, I just get super overwhelmed by all the numbers and all the moving parts, but Rocket Money truly makes it so easy. It shows you all of your expenses in one place, including subscriptions that you may have forgotten about. So if you see a subscription on that dashboard that you no longer want, Rocket Money will help you cancel it. And they make it so clear. It's like, here are some recurring things that are coming out of your account. Are you still using all of this, babe? And
Here's what's going to come out next week.
You want to get ahead of it? And I'm like, yes, I do. Their dashboard really just clearly lays out your total financial picture. It includes bill due dates, like Lucy said, stuff that's coming up, paydays. It knows when money is expected to come into your account, and it does it in a way that's easy to digest, helps you calm that overwhelm. That is entirely what I needed. You can even automatically create custom budgets based on your past spending, or if you're saving up for something special, maybe you want to buy a house, maybe you're getting married, maybe you want to go on a trip. Rocket Money could really help you do so much of that. But on top of all the amazing things that they do, they also will even try to negotiate lower bills for you. Because they're tracking what's coming out of your account. So the app automatically scans your bills to find opportunities to save, and then will go to work to get you better deals. They'll even talk to customer service so that you don't have to. Girl, preach. So Rocket Money's 5 million members have saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, with members saving up to $740 a year when they use all the app's premium features. What are you waiting for, babe?
Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/gals today. That's rocketmoney.com/gals, rocketmoney.com/gals.
Obviously, we're adults. We want to keep our homes clean. We also don't want to spend an arm and a leg on cleaning products. And we also don't want to be like spreading microplastics all over our homes, into our laundry, into our dishwashers. It's getting into our food. Y'all, it's wild. Like 90% of, specifically, like especially parents, families, they're concerned about microplastics in cleaning products, and we should be. Most of us, however, do not know that, like, we're cleaning with them every day. That's why I've made the switch to Blue Land across all the cleaning products around my house. Their products meet the highest standard of clean. They're effective yet gentle on the family and the planet.
Blue Land was also named an EPA Safer Choice Partner of the Year. From cleaning sprays and toilet bowl cleaner to dishwasher and laundry detergent tablets, Blue Land's formulas are 100% microplastic free, made with certified clean ingredients free from chlorine, bleach, and harsh chemicals that are safe to use around my child, my cats, all of my houseplants, and my everyone living in my house.
You!
Me. I love not having to choose between the safe option and what actually gets my house clean.
Oh, this stuff works, baby.
It works.
Yeah.
Blue Land products, they're independently tested to perform alongside major brands like the ones that you think of off the top of your head. And they're up. They level up. I mean, they're there. They're also free from dyes, bleach, and harsh chemicals. And Blue Land is trusted in over 1 million homes, including ours. You got to get those reusable bottles. They're so pretty. This is so inexpensive. If you sign up with a subscription, it just shows up at your door.
Yeah, the refills are like a few bucks. It's the best.
You just set it and forget it. I'm in love with the toilet tablets because I use those in between like an actual scrub of the toilet.
Yep.
Because that will make it smell much better. It's proven to work on a range of stains, and that includes rust, mineral deposits, lime scale, hard water, all the nasty stuff that's in your toilet on a regular basis.
We're throwing a lot at our toilets. We got to be good to them.
And Blue Land stacks up. They're up to the challenge. You might be very surprised at how well their products work. So definitely give Blue Land a try.
Yeah, trust me. Okay, trust me, they work. Blue Land also has a special offer for our listeners right now. Get 15% off your first order by going to blueland.com/gals. You won't want to miss this. blueland.com/gals for 15% off. That's blueland.com/gals to get 15% off. Here we go. Welcome back, everybody. Lucy, what on earth do you have in store for us for Bakersfield Crimes?
I didn't know where to go with this necessarily.
How could you possibly know?
Bakersfield, okay, some fairly populous city. 8th most populous city in the state of California, but still okay.
Why?
But this was Kathleen's fan pick. I shall honor it. I actually learned quite a lot about our friends over in Bakersfield.
I can't wait.
Some things not quite expected.
Ooh, twists and turns.
I have quite a cornucopia for you, and then a little literal cornucopia.
Oh.
We'll get to it.
Okay.
Bakersfield, California is located in Kern County, near the southern end of the San Joaquin Valley, with the southern tip of the Sierra Nevada just to the east. They've got lots of interesting topography in this area.
What a gorgeous spot.
Beautiful. They also have the Tehachapi Mountains that rise over a vertical mile.
Whoa.
To the south. They have tons of forests, ranges, canyons, national monuments, and my favorite, the San Andreas Fault.
Oh.
Goes through the area.
Right through there.
Can't think about it. Can't there.
That'd be a scary spot to be during the big one, huh? You're going right into the earth.
Miles
down.
You might just get cracked right in half.
Let's go.
You might.
You know what? If you're going to be in a landscape changing, earth shattering earthquake, may as well just be right at the epicenter. May as well just make it quick.
I'd rather be far away and not be affected.
That's
physically,
super
emotionally,
fair.
of course.
Yeah.
So it is about 151 square miles. She's pretty big. 100 miles north of LA, which would be about an hour 45 drive on the I-5.
Okay.
Or 53 hours on foot.
Oh my God, if you decided to walk.
If you couldn't hitch a ride, you just gotta walk. Hoof it. Walk. About 410,000 residents live there as of 2022. They've got a whole lot of oil and a whole lot of agriculture.
Okay.
Combined leads to pretty poor air quality.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Those are their two primary industries, and they're kind of dirty industries.
Sure. So what kind of agriculture are we talking here? Is this growing edible food?
Everything.
Is it livestock?
Fruit, vegetable, produce, livestock, lots of dairy cows and things like that. I don't actually know for sure, but
the cows and the carbon monoxide or whatever, the carbon dioxide that they put off and the gas, it's crazy.
they definitely have a lot of orchards.
Okay.
So it's at least a lot of fruit and veg. Kern County is California's most productive oil producing county and the fourth most productive agricultural county by value in the United States.
Oh, so not just California.
California's most oil producing county,
Okay.
and in the United States, the fourth most productive agricultural county.
Wow.
Yeah. So that it says a lot. A lot of you see all the videos of the migrant farm workers and things getting fucking abducted by ICE or whoever. I'm willing to bet a lot of that is in this area.
Yeah. Yeah. Anywhere with a heavy agricultural economy will have migrant workers.
It's also pretty close to Mexico. We're south of LA. Oh, no, wait. No, we're north of LA.
Okay. I was like, wait.
But we're still, it's still pretty close.
Sure.
We'll get to the immigration part. Industries in and around Bakersfield include natural gas and other energy extraction, mining, petroleum refining, distribution, food processing, and corporate regional offices.
I really appreciate when my oil refining and my food processing can just be done in the same
next door.
Yeah, the same area. Ideally, same facility. Why are we wasting space?
Yeah.
It's a great fit, and I love it. The world is definitely not poisoned.
Sick.
Yeah, completely sick.
I love.
You know what I love?
When my corporate office building is also right next to said beef processing and fresh fruit washing.
For sure. For sure.
Here's a fun fact for you. Speaking of produce, corn with a K is from Bakersfield.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Corn's big in Bakersfield.
Corn is real big in Bakersfield.
Archaeologists have found evidence of the presence of settlements in what is now Bakersfield for thousands of years. When the Spanish first arrived in the area, it was inhabited by the Yaulumne people. They lived in lodges along the branches of the Kern River Delta. They hunted antelope, tule elk, deer, bear, fish, and game birds.
Wow.
So because the river is in this valley, it's very wet and it is prone to, ebbs and flows in the water levels. So flooding. But they'd lived there for a long time, so they knew how to fucking deal with it.
Sure.
This area was also pretty remote and inaccessible, both because of the river and also all the mountains around it. They were kind of left alone.
Pretty protected by the elements.
In fact, it was known to early settlers as Kern Island. They didn't even really see it as a stable area of land because of the river. So they just sort of called it an island. In 1776, which is the year the U.S. became a thing, but very, very far away from this area, Spanish missionary Francisco Garces became the first European to explore the area. On May 1st, he wrote that he visited a village and wrote, quote, "The people of the rancheria had a great feast over my arrival, and having regaled me well, I reciprocated to them all with tobacco and glass beads, congratulating myself on seeing the people so affable and affectionate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And easy to overpower.
It was just weird to me that, like, okay, 1776, we have all this action going on the East Coast.
And this guy's like, we had a nice lunch. We smoked some cigs.
Yeah. First European contact over here. We had some cigs, did a little beating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just the dates
Not knowing
lining up
what
like
was-
that is just it's really funny and not funny, but interesting in retrospect.
Yeah, I mean, it makes you wonder how long it took for the West Coast, like indigenous people of the West Coast, to even get word of all of the fuckery out east. This is a big fucking country. It's not like they had cell phones or the postal service. So like you're just picking up what you're sharing what you're picking up during like trade routes or nomadic periods of time. It's just wild.
Yeah.
There's these two very different experiences, but it's like, all the stories of first contact on the East were, affable. And then we had to fucking start fucking around and stealing shit.
Yeah. Yep. So something fun to think about as you're falling asleep tonight. The Mexican War of Independence, which nightmarishly lasted from 1810 to 1821.
Oh, God.
Brought a bunch of Mexican settlers up north to the region. It's also worth noting that today, Bakersfield is the 5th largest majority Hispanic city in the United States, with 53% of its population being Hispanic as of 2020.
Cool.
And then the goddamn gold rush in 1848. And then like from there, because then they discovered oil like a few years later, but opened the floodgates for all the whiteys. So Europeans built their own settlement along the river in 1860, but like malaria was kind of a nuisance. And then a year later, of course, the floods came back and just wiped out all of their progress.
Well, they had no idea how to navigate that terrain. Meanwhile, the people who had been living there for a long fucking time knew exactly what to do.
Yep. So an intrepid young former Ohio militia leader named Thomas Baker moved in. He built a new settlement on the banks of the river, which I guess stuck. And this became a stopover for gold and oil seeking travelers. And it became known as Bakersfield. Bakersfield.
Got it. It all connects now.
By 1870, they had a population of about 600 residents in Bakersfield. And this became the main town of all of Kern County. And by 1880, Bakersfield had a population of 801, with 250 of them being of Chinese descent.
Damn.
So I would like to say a word about the Chinese population at this time.
Okay.
A ton of Chinese immigrants worked to build the Transcontinental Railroad in incredibly harsh conditions and with intense discrimination. So I found an article from history.com it illuminated succinctly. So it says, quote, hundreds died from explosions, landslides, accidents, and disease. And even though they made major contributions to the construction of the Transcontinental Railroad, these 15 to 20,000 Chinese immigrants have been largely ignored by history. Looking back, historians say the Chinese, who began arriving in the United States in significant numbers during the California Gold Rush of 1848 to 1855, were deemed too weak for the dangerous, strenuous job of building the railroad east from California.
What?
So they literally weren't being hired.
Oh my God.
Because the white Americans were like, no, you're too weak. You're physically not able to do this really difficult labor.
Okay.
Hilton Obenzinger, associate director of the Chinese Railroad Workers in North America project at Stanford University, rolls off the tongue, says that Central Pacific Railroad director Charles Crocker recommended hiring Chinese workers after a job ad resulted in only a few hundred responses from white laborers. They didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
It was incredibly Look at the pictures that I have on the drive, which will be on our website. There's 3 pictures that I have of this railroad being built. Just fucking imagine.
Yeah, this is intense.
The toil.
Yeah, under the hot sun.
You're blowing shit up. You're digging.
Yeah.
You're building bridges, all to support like a full fucking trains. It's wild.
Yeah, this is pretty intense.
So Obenzinger told NBC, quote, but Crocker's plan hit opposition amid anti-Chinese sentiment stemming from the California gold rush that gripped the state. Noting that construction superintendent James Strobridge didn't think the immigrants, again, were strong enough to do the job. So the railroad begins to get desperate. In 1862, Congress passes the Pacific Railway Act, which made it possible to build this thing in the first place because it was, you know,
massive
in the interest
project.
of national, is in the interest of national security and everything. Yeah, I mean, they're also claiming this whole country. You know, they have to travel across it. Plus, all the gold and oil in California, they need to transfer that shit.
Right.
So they passed the Pacific Railway Act of 1862, but this also came with deadlines. And again, the white people were not applying for these jobs.
No.
So in January 1865, convinced that Chinese workers were indeed capable, the railroad hired 50 Chinese workers and then immediately hired 50 more, notes the project, the really long Stanford project. But the demand for labor increased and white workers were reluctant to do such backbreaking, hazardous work. Leland Stanford, president of Central Pacific, former California governor, and founder of Stanford University, told Congress in 1865 that the majority of the railroad labor force were Chinese. Without them, he said, quote, it would be impossible to complete the western portion of this great national enterprise within the time required by the acts of Congress. So more Chinese immigrants began arriving in California, and 2 years later, about 90% of the workers on this railroad were Chinese.
Wow.
Their job duties included everything from unskilled labor to blacksmithing, tunneling, and carpentry, with most work done with hand tools.
Wow.
So literally backbreaking work.
Holy shit.
Of course, the large number of immigrants working for Central Pacific and their hard work did not mean that they were well treated or well compensated for their efforts.
Nope.
According to the project, Chinese workers hired in 1864 were paid $26 a month.
Yep.
Working 6 days a week. They eventually held an 8-day strike in June of 1867. So, quote, Chinese received 30 to 50% lower wages than the whites for the same job, and they had to pay for their own food.
Oh, for God's sakes.
They also had the most difficult and dangerous work, including tunneling and the use of explosives. There is also evidence that they faced physical abuse at times from some supervisors. They protested these and the long hours, and they used their collective strength to challenge the company. So 8-day strike. The strike ended without pay parity. I think that means like back pay. After Central Pacific cut off food, transportation, and supplies to the Chinese people living in these camps.
That's wild. Starved them out, basically.
Well, they fucked them up, but then, like in the end, the corporate people got too nervous. So they did end up getting improved working conditions after the strike, but not before the company was just like, "Hey, we can fuck you up too." But like, I guess we're sort of in a bind, so okay, fine. Plus, by then, a lot of the railroad was done. They're not going to do this work forever.
No,
you know. There is a time limit.
Right.
So despite Chinese workers' contributions to building America's historic infrastructure project, their history is often forgotten, as is a lot of Chinese and Asian in general history when it comes to, telling their stories as it relates to American history.
Yeah.
There is a book that I read when I was in like 5th grade, and I had to Google it because I didn't remember what it was called, but I have like a very vivid memory of the plot. It's called Dragon's Gate by Lawrence Yep. YEP. And this book has like stuck with me. It's got very powerful stories about a young Chinese, it's about a young Chinese boy, and like his father moves to the US and his mother stays in China, and like there's all this obligation, like he wants to go to America and live this exciting life, and then he ends up going to America, but it's not great. He has to work on the fucking railroad with his dad and some other male relatives, and it's like horrific. So anyway, it was a really great book, and it's probably not going to be talked about in June's history class, so I'm going to make her read it when she's in 5th grade. So
Yeah.
get it for your kids.
Yeah. I don't
Get it
think
from
I
the
ever
library.
read that. Did you just read it because you stumbled upon it, or did you read it for a class?
I remember reading it while we were camping, so I probably got it from the library.
That sounds like you.
Laying in a tent while it's raining, reading a
Devastating historical
historical
nonfiction or whatever.
YA.
Historical YA. My God.
Yeah, well, that's me. Okay, anyway, Dragon's Gate by Lawrence Yep.
Okay.
On the topic of railroads, in 1874, the Southern Pacific Railroad finally arrived in Kern County. We're back to Bakersfield.
It all comes back to Bakersfield.
Well, it should. This is our Bakersfield.
Oh, right.
episode.
Duh.
Okay, so it finally arrived in Kern County, but the station was like 3 miles away from Bakersfield
So how do you get... Okay.
because there was like a land dispute between the town and the railroad, and I think the railroad was like, "We're not coming any closer. Like
Yeah.
that's your property." Like, you know, I don't know the details, but 3 miles is a little bit too far. So the townspeople got pissed off, and along with sugar magnate Klaus Spreckles, raised $3.5 million to build their own fucking railroad.
What?
It's unclear to me where the Bakersfield Railroad connected to like the main vein. Like, I don't know where all these connected or like how much. It made a big difference, though. I will say that. So by January 29th, 1895, so like fucking 19 years later,
Yep.
it was slow going.
Well, yeah. It's all DIY.
Yeah.
That's a big job.
And again, I don't know how long this $3.5 million addition or like their own railroad was. Must have been pretty long. But by January 29th, 1895, the San Francisco and San Joaquin Valley Railroad, which they called the People's Railroad, was born. Upon completion, the town threw a parade attended by thousands. And now, because there was new competition with the Southern Pacific Railroad, Southern Pacific ended up having to reduce its fare from $9.10 to $6.90.
Whoa. Okay.
Little competition will really bring down the prices.
Yeah, it will.
Here's another fun fact that I found just for you. Guy Fieri spotlighted 8 different Bakersfield restaurants for his diners, drive-ins, and dives in 2015 alone.
Does he just love Bakersfield?
They probably have a limited budget,
Yeah.
and they got one hotel for 1 week and banged out 8 episodes.
Yeah, fair enough. Incredible.
I know you like Guy Fieri.
I do like Guy Fieri.
Fieri. Bakersfield is pretty dangerous, according to statistics. I was kind of surprised by this.
Okay.
According to Neighborhood Scout, its total crime index is 4, with 100 being completely safe. So that means that Bakersfield is safer than 4% of cities in the U.S. So it's not that safe. You have a 1 in 112 chance of being the victim of a violent crime, whereas in California in general, you have a 1 in 197 chance.
Okay. So it's
That's like
higher than
significantly.
average.
Yes, much higher than average. You have a 1 in 29 chance of being the victim of a property crime versus 1 in 43, again, for California in general. That said, and I'm lifting this straight from Wikipedia, the 2015 Mapping Police Violence Study calculated that Bakersfield police killed civilians at the highest rate in the United States, logging 13.6 killings per million people compared to the U.S. average of 3.6. Oh my God.
Yeah.
In all, 13 people were killed in 2015 by BPD officers, and 27 people were killed by law enforcement officers in Kern County, which has a population of approximately 900,000, which is a little more than twice as much as Bakersfield by itself.
For sure.
The Guardian reported that law enforcement officers in Kern County killed more people per capita than any other American county in 2015.
Yeah. And,
That
you
might
know, there
have
are.
something to do with why it's so dangerous.
Yeah. And there's, you know, it's not to say that crime stats are completely negligible. Like, they are valuable to some degree, but a lot of contributing factor to crime statistics is how under-resourced and over-policed a community may be. So, you know, it's hard to just get a sense of quote-unquote crime from those stats alone. And it sounds like the police presence is not a friendly one there.
That's why I wanted to include the police thing too, because those stats are much more alarming in terms of like statistical rate than the violent crime ones.
Right. And it's like a snake eating its own tail, because then the cops can keep saying, oh, well, we're in the most, you know, violent county or dangerous county in XYZ. But, you know, there's danger on both sides here.
Yes. So there's that. They do have a flag. And it's funny. Their flag is just their city seal on a white rectangular background.
Hey, whatever works.
Whatever works. Actually,
That's
this
what you
version
mean about
has,
literal cornucopia. Okay.
yeah. Oh, but their flag, it does appear to have like a little rope border, which, you know.
It's cute.
Okay.
Cute deed.
It's an effort, yeah. So this is the description according to the city's actual municipal code, because I did go to the city website and just take it off of there.
Yes.
The common seal of the city is adopted and described as follows.
Okay.
Cornucopia proper, showing a profusion of fruit above with the word incorporated and underneath it the words January 11th, 1898, surrounded by the inscription City of Bakersfield, Kern County, California. Ordinance 4280, Section 1, 2005.
Okay. Beautifully read. Listen, as far as like city, state, area flags go, pretty benign.
Pretty fine.
Leaning into the abundance of the land, popular crops. Okay.
The January 11th, I think, is when it became like
Was founded.
a city. Yeah.
Cute.
It's fine.
Yep.
It reminds me of underwear, just like the fruit of the loom.
Yes, it's very Fruit of the Loom, which I guess is a Mandela effect thing with remembering the cornucopia.
There's no cornucopia.
Okay.
Isn't that weird?
That's very weird.
Yeah. But I thought the same thing when I saw the cornucopia, and I was like, why does it remind me of underwear? Oh, Fruit of the Loom. But I recently saw that Mandela effect. It's not actually in a cornucopia on the Fruit of the Loom.
Baby, simulation theory.
Berenstain.
Take
what are
your
we
red
doing?
pill. What are we doing?
I don't want to take the red pill. I want to go back to sleep.
Whatever, girl. Quit your job. This is nothing is real.
No. But I'm also taking the blue pill.
Yeah.
Okay, I do have a short case for us.
Okay.
With a fairly recent update. Big trigger warning.
Oh, God.
This is a very gruesome. She's short, she's gruesome.
Oh, God. Okay.
So we're going back to March 29th, 2011. Just outside of Arvin, which is in Kern County. I think it's about 15 miles from Bakersfield.
Okay.
Pretty close. It was close enough for me. So in the rolling foothills at the base of Bear Mountain, there's like some vineyards and some orchards. It's beautiful. But it's also not uncommon to find dead bodies out there.
Oh, it's pretty remote.
It's very remote. So think of a huge sprawling orchard. You really only have like a frontage road.
Yep.
And then like really not some little access roads, but not really, no one's going back there. Especially if it's during the time when the trees aren't doing anything, you know? So it is, they'd find about a dozen dead bodies out there a year, and they are
That's a lot.
Yeah, homicide victims.
Oh God. Okay.
So it's not just people out getting lost or anything.
No, it's specifically
maybe,
a dumping.
it's a dumping ground
Yeah.
because it's so remote. So yeah, 12 a year.
That's a lot.
Going back to these kind of insane statistics out of Bakersfield, it
Yeah.
just seems like a lot. Unfortunately, on this day, they found another one, but this body was not like the others.
Oh.
So Ray Pruitt, formerly of the Kern County Sheriff's Department and currently an investigator for a law firm, said, quote, I remember looking at the detectives and the sergeant on the scene and the coroner investigator who had arrived on the scene, and we were all kind of speechless. We were all just looking at each other, trying to get our minds around what we were looking at. It was that surreal.
Oh God.
It's one of those types of murder investigations that you come across maybe once in an entire career, maybe never.
Oh.
So what they had found was the body of a woman estimated to be between the ages of 40 and 55. They thought she was white or light-skinned Hispanic, about 98 pounds and about 5'1".
Oh, little teeny.
She had been decapitated.
Oh my God.
Her thumbs were cut off, and her body was completely drained of blood.
What? What the
And
fuck?
And she was posed,
No.
like in the road.
Nope. Bye. Thanks for coming.
Yes.
I'm gonna-
Yes.
Okay.
The thumb thing
No.
is important because when you get your driver's license or your passport or like any fingerprint in a public database is going to be just your thumb, not all of your fingers.
Oh, so
So
that's
that means
why.
that she didn't have a criminal record. She didn't have full fingerprints anywhere. Probably. This is the theory.
Okay.
So the killer just cut off her thumbs.
Yep. To keep from connecting her with her ID.
By the way, they've never found the thumbs and never found her head. The crime scene itself was very clean. This is back to a quote by Pruitt. Honestly, it looked like somebody had taken a mannequin, removed the head of the mannequin, and posed it on the dirt road. The decapitation itself was notably neat. He said, quote, it was fairly clean cut. The body wasn't just haphazardly dumped out of a moving car or dumped out of a car that pulled over on the side of the road. This person took their time to pull into this dirt access road, remove the body, place it on the ground, and pose it in what I would consider a sexual manner and wanted the body to be found like that.
No. 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 And also no.
Yeah. So
But no.
No. So they didn't have any fucking evidence as to who this woman was. So she had no tattoos. There was no sign of drug use. I'm assuming that means like intravenous, like track marks or anything. But there were some distinctive features that give some insight into the life that she led. One investigator said she does have some surgical scars from a single mastectomy as well as a C-section. Beyond that, we don't know anything about her.
Oh my God. This woman had survived so much.
Her DNA wasn't matched in any missing persons databases. And because they had no fucking ID, like nothing to go on.
And when did they find her? The 90s?
2011.
2011. Oh shit. Okay.
So they took some biological material, so they had her DNA.
Yep.
They kept that, but the case went cold because they ran her DNA. They ran her through the stuff and they couldn't find anything. So they just kind of kept their samples and then they buried her once they lost all the leads. So her remains were buried in Union Cemetery, I think later in 2011. Like it went cold really fast.
Poor thing.
But of course, technology advances and some investigators were just kind of, this affected them. They couldn't let her murder go unsolved. And in 2020, the Kern County Medical Examiner's Office reached out to the DNA Doe Project for assistance. So this is from Forensic Magazine. DNA matches to the Jane Doe's genetic profile were distant cousins with common surnames, making building this woman's family tree, a time-intensive task to identify ancestors spanning 8 generations.
Oh my God.
And placing them in an extensive family tree.
Yep. Yeah.
3 of her 4 grandparents were immigrants, meaning researchers were searching Eastern European records to connect her matches to each other.
Wow.
So the director of this project said, quote, "Our team worked long and hard for this identification. Ashkenazi Jewish ancestry is often complicated to unravel. When we brought in an expert in Jewish records and genealogy, that made a huge difference. Representation matters." I mean, it is. I get in different cultures and it can be more complicated. So by bringing in this person, they were able to like unravel a lot of it.
Right.
So finally, in July of 2023, 2 potential family members were identified. They provided DNA samples for comparison. And finally, in January of 2024, 13 years after she was murdered, the woman was finally identified as 64-year-old Ada Beth Kaplan.
Oh my God.
We don't know how she ended up here. A missing persons report had never been filed for her, which is why they couldn't match her in a database.
No one was looking for her?
I guess not. I have no more information.
Sad.
And Ada's killer is still out there because they know who she is, but this was a year and a half ago.
Wow.
That they identified her. So I'm hoping that the investigation is reopened or, has some new life breathed into it. But if you have any information, contact the Kern County Sheriff's Office at 661-861-3110.
Wow.
There's a picture of her on the drive.
Oh, the sweet Ada.
Ada Kaplan.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I really hope they find out more because,
what a fucking crime scene.
And 65, this random 65-year-old woman, okay, this is going to maybe sound fucked up, and maybe it's just the type of stories that get so popularized that I feel like they're mostly all you hear about, but that just seems like a strange target. She isn't young, and a lot of kidnappings, murders can be sexually motivated, and that's not to say that she's not sexy if she's over 65, but these kinds of crimes aren't about whether or not the person is attractive conventionally, but about control. And so going after younger
coercion
victims is really common. It's just
she
so
wasn't
odd.
She wasn't even living in Bakersfield or the town that
but if
founded.
Bakersfield was the dumping ground, then Bakersfield itself may have very little to do with where she's from or where she met her assailant, or could have been anywhere.
Her blood was drained somewhere.
Yeah.
He said the crime scene was very clean.
Yeah, so it was obviously not even the scene. It's just the dumping scene.
And we talk about escalation.
Yeah.
What the fuck has he been doing since then?
Or
before then?
What? Yeah. Yeah.
And also the posing and wanting it to be found.
Oh.
I don't feel like that's very common. You'd think that, and that would be a behavior that I would think would repeat as often as possible.
Yeah, this seems like a very specific MO. It's very ritualistic, the draining, the precision.
Also, the thumbs thing.
Yeah. Someone who
I don't think your average person would necessarily know that.
Or think about the
thumb thing.
I don't know. It's giving some 7/bone collector shit, and I do not like it.
Uh-huh. So, yeah, that was, again, 14 years ago.
Well, damn, I really hope that there are some breaks in this case. Because even if we could just get some contact with friends and family of this woman to piece together a timeline of who saw her before, who was the last to see her before she was essentially missing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that would be huge because that could at least help find a general area of where she may have been and where she may have met this individual who did this.
I've got to think this investigation has been reopened. You have to.
God willing, I hope so. We should.
Because identifying the victim is step fucking one.
Yeah. Anyway, damn. I really hope that this case gets a little bit more attention and we can figure out who the fuck did this to her.
Ada Beth Kaplan.
Ugh. Well, rest in peace, Ada.
Well, I told you my section was a cornucopia.
Yeah, that was a lot. Let's take a quick break to hear a word from our sponsors, and then we'll get into my weird fucking case.
Okay, I can't wait. You may have heard of HelloFresh. They send chef-crafted recipes and fresh ingredients straight to your door. But this summer, they've made their biggest menu upgrade yet. This isn't the HelloFresh that you remember. Oh no,
Bro.
it's so much more.
They have so many awesome recipes, okay? So, the menu, bigger, baby. HelloFresh has doubled its menu. Now you can choose from 100 options each week, including new seasonal dishes and recipes from around the world. You can dig into bigger portions that'll keep everyone satisfied, which I love. I am looking with saliva pouring at the Korean beef bibimbap. It's got zucchini, mushrooms, carrot. It's also gorgeous. Like, to teach me how to make a dish that looks this colorful, bright, and beautiful when you serve it is just like one special part of making HelloFresh meals. They taste so good.
If you search food pics on my phone, probably 90% of them will be HelloFresh meals that I've just finished preparing. I'm so proud of them, and they always look so good.
They look and taste absolutely gorgeous. They also have healthier options. You can feel great with an even healthier menu filled with high protein and veggie packed recipes. HelloFresh now helps you eat greener with new veggie packed recipes that have 2 or more veggies in them. And frankly, they're tastier. If you're trying to like expand the things that you feel comfortable cooking at home, like for me, I've always struggled cooking like pork or red meat. I don't really know exactly how to do it. They're holding your hand, baby. You can get steak and seafood recipes delivered every week for no extra cost. There's 3 times more seafood on their menu now at no extra cost.
Yum.
You can also discover new seasonal produce each week, from snap peas to stone fruit to corn on the cob and more. Like, knowing what's good and in season just with the click of a button is so nice.
Yeah, I also have the website up. I'm looking at the winter chicken dinner.
Orzo
dinner.
Orzo.
Roasted zucchini and tomato. I am such a sucker for roasted summer vegetables. This is my jam. So the best way to cook just got better. Go to HelloFresh.com/gals10fm now to get 10 free meals and a free item for life. 1 per box with active subscription. Free meals applied at discount on first box. New subscribers only, varies by plan. That's HelloFresh.com/gals10fm to get 10 free meals plus a free item for life.
Feels like mental health care is getting more and more crucial than ever and less accessible. And it's really amazing how telehealth has helped with a lot of that. Because telehealth has made mental health care more convenient and more accessible for millions of people who need it. We all need it, babe, okay? But there's like critical challenges that are involved in getting set up with your mental health care. Finding a suitable therapist, scheduling appointments, expensive out-of-pocket costs. This still keeps a lot of folks from getting the care that they need. And that's why we're so proud to partner with Rula, because Rula is on a mission to make high-quality mental health care from a licensed professional, easy and affordable for everyone. Rula's got you covered. They take most major insurance plans, and the average copay is only $15 per session. You can now get the quality care you need when you need it at a price that you can afford. And honestly, Rula is not just affordable. Like, that's a great part of it, but the care that they're providing is so wonderful. They stick with you throughout your journey. They're making sure you get the best therapy. They're helping you stay accountable and like tracking your progress, but also really making sure that you're making progress throughout your therapy journey. With Rula, every provider is carefully vetted and chosen for their expertise, so you'll always know that you're in the hands of quality providers who are dedicated to making real progress in your care.
The first step on your journey to mental well-being is so easy. Rula starts by asking you just a few questions about what's important to you, what your goals are, what your problems are, you know, what kind of care you might need. And then they provide you with a list of licensed in-network providers who match your unique preferences. You can schedule your preferred time and meet with your therapist as soon as the next day, which, as we always say, is so crucial. So go to rula.com/gals to get started today. That's RULA.com/gals for convenient therapy that's covered by insurance. Thousands have already trusted Rula to support them on their journey toward improved mental health and overall well-being. Head on over to rula.com/gals to get started today. After you sign up, they'll ask where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Go to rula.com/gals and take the first step toward better mental health today. You deserve quality care from someone who cares.
Y'all, you gotta hear about Balance of Nature. If you're trying to get curious, you're thinking about adding some supplements to your routine, I'm telling you, Balance of Nature supplements is unlike anything else there on the market. This is the result of years of research and development. Balance of Nature does not add any sugar or anything artificial. Any sugars in their supplements occur naturally. They don't attempt to mimic what nature provides. They're just trying to let nature do its job and deliver it in a simpler way. They're delivering the phytonutrients that occur naturally in 47 whole fruits, vegetables, spices, and fibers that we're often not getting enough of in our diets.
No, they're just packing all the things we need into very easy to consume, vehicles. More than 90% of Americans do not meet the recommended intake of dietary fiber. Fiber is so important, people. Balance of Nature supplements are designed to be a convenient way to get a wide array of 47 fruit, vegetable, spice, and fiber ingredients into your daily diet. You don't have to actually eat 47 different fruits, vegetables, spices, and fibers.
Who has the time?
No, we're consolidating, baby. We're working smarter, not harder. These are convenient and easy to take with you wherever you go. You can take the fruits and veggie supplements with water. You can chew them up, or you can open them and mix the powder into your food or drinks. And the fiber and spice supplement can be mixed with water or your favorite beverage. And Balance of Nature supplements are vegan, kosher, and gluten-free. So if you're curious and want to try Balance of Nature, use code GALS for 35% off your first order as a preferred customer. Plus, get a free bottle of fiber and spice at balanceofnature.com.
Okay, we're back. And we're going to get into my case.
We are.
So here we go. This is a fairly recent story, and so it doesn't have a complete resolution, but we don't have a lot of details about exactly what happened because this has not gone to trial yet. So I imagine a lot more information is going to come out in the next year. And I'm very, very, very curious about it. So,
okay.
Our story begins on the morning of March 19th, 2023, around 6:30 a.m. Bakersfield police were called to Ginger Drive near White Lane and Ash Road for a report of a shooting. They found 61-year-old Victoria Ann Marie Hampton, aka Vicky, critically wounded from a gunshot on the street. She was rushed to a hospital, but sadly succumbed to her injuries on April 1st. So she did not survive.
Okay.
Now, Victoria Hampton, she was not your average, neighborhood gal. Okay. She loved her cars and she loved her guns.
Oh,
and
okay.
She was no ordinary car owner. Okay. She was a woman with a passion for power. She liked muscle cars.
Ooh, a gearhead.
Yep. So for 16 years, she ran a window tinting business called Tint Masters with her late husband. And her pride and joy was her metallic maroon 2021 Dodge Hellcat.
Oh.
Can
we like her or do we not like her?
I don't have very strong opinions about her either way.
Okay.
I'm curious about her. And
she's giving chimp lady.
Yeah, she's got kind of a MAGA vibe to her, but there's a bit of a, I don't want to call this a twist. There's a detail that we will get to that makes me wonder if she was, but I just think it's possible that she was a little more of like a red-blooded American, loved her cars, loved her guns.
Okay.
And that no intersection of identity was necessarily going to separate her from that love.
Got it.
So this is not just any car. It's a high performance vehicle, and it's one of the fastest and most powerful like cars that just any rando can buy available. It's capable of going 0 to 60 in under 4 seconds and has a top speed of 202 miles per hour.
Oh my God. Why would you want to go that fast?
Well, you want to be able to go that fast without ever actually really going that fast, I would imagine.
Yes.
But they're spendy. The price tag can range from 90 grand to 150 grand. And that makes these cars a hot commodity for collectors and, unfortunately, for thieves.
Oh, good point.
Yep. The Dodge Challenger SRT Hellcat and its cousin, the Dodge Charger, are vehicles that are stolen 5 times more than the average car in the U.S. They must have a more compelling resale value, or at least like parts value.
Or they're easier to steal.
I don't know about that, because these things are like, the expensive cars usually will have some like defense mechanisms in place.
I'm sticking with my theory.
I think
I'm sticking with it.
They're expensive. They're desirable cars. People want to steal them. Like, that's kind of just what it is. That's what happens. So Bakersfield itself, where Hampton lived, as you kind of pointed out, has a bit of a reputation in terms of their crime rate, and it has been the quote-unquote stolen car capital of the U.S. per capita for 3 straight years, with an auto theft rate of over 1,000 per 100,000 residents in 2021.
That's a lot.
Yes, it is. And so it wouldn't be uncommon for somebody who loves and kind of collects and has a big budget for cars to, say, put an AirTag in their car in a place that's not easy for a thief to find, so that should it be stolen, which apparently in this area is a pretty high probability anyway over the national average, so you could find it. So that makes total sense to me how that would be the thought process. So on that fateful morning, a gray Toyota Prius pulled up to Vicky Hampton's home. It sounds like there were only 2 people in the vehicle. A person, jumped out and broke a window on her Hellcat, her maroon baby, like got the door unlocked, climbed in, maneuvered the vehicle into neutral, and then the accomplice from the Prius got out and helped push the Hellcat down the street and out of sight, and then returned to get rid of the Prius.
Okay.
Then I think someone came and picked it up. Either they got it started somehow. We don't know exactly how. They either like hotwired it, or somebody else came and towed it away. But like they pushed it out of sight. The Prius left. And then by the time Hampton was like up and about for the day, she realizes the car is gone.
My baby.
Yep. But she did not immediately call 911. Instead, she called her best friend, Teresa Klein, and said, hey, my car got stolen. I've got an AirTag on it. I'm going to find it.
Ooh.
So Vicky decided to track her stolen vehicle herself using the Apple AirTag. And for those who don't know, this small device about the size of a quarter emits a Bluetooth beacon that can pinpoint its location through nearby iPhones. So it pings like any other iPhone or Apple product in the area. And then that helps send a signal like to your phone.
Really good to have in your luggage.
Yeah. While some police departments like the NYPD unofficially encourage their use for recovery efforts, it's kind of a double-edged sword. So like even police agencies will be like, yeah, this isn't a bad idea to have, but if you have it, you're going to be more inclined to... Basically, there's like a rising trend of vigilantism, especially when it comes to car theft, where it's like, oh, I'm going to track this item. I'm going to go confront the person who stole it myself, but that is obviously a dangerous act.
Yeah, you don't know who you're confronting.
You don't know who you're confronting if you're not prepared for that. So yeah, Sergeant Robert Pear of the Bakersfield Police Department stated that Hampton did not contact law enforcement after tracking her vehicle. Hampton, who is described as outgoing and outspoken by friends, was not one to back down. No, ma'am. On her iPhone, she could see that her Hellcat was not that far away. So she got into her other muscle car, a black 2018 Dodge Challenger SRT, and followed the signal.
The intimidating one.
Right? As she spoke with her friend on speakerphone, she spotted the car. Quote, oh, there it is. I found it, she reportedly said, adding, I'm going to go scare these guys off. She likely assumed they were just punk kids. Teresa Klein, her friend, heard Hampton stop her car, put it in park, open and slam the door, and then yell, "Hey, motherfucker!" Which, like, God bless her. Another friend described her yelling, quote, "Hey, what the fuck are you doing?" And then she said, quote, "Just like that, pop, 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 they shot her in the head." And she could, like, hear it on the phone.
Jesus Christ.
So Teresa Klein heard 2, possibly 3 gunshots, followed by a car alarm and the sound of a vehicle speeding away. Emergency responders found Hampton face down on the asphalt, bleeding from the back of her head. When they rolled her over, a 9mm handgun was found in her left hand beneath her body.
Oh.
So this brings us to that significant aspect of Victoria Hampton's life, her love for guns.
Mm-hmm.
She was not only not intimidated by firearms, she was definitely a firearms enthusiast. She owned enough guns to, quote, supply a small army. A lot of it was like part of her collection. A lot of them were still in boxes. They weren't even really used. It was like, I have it just to say I have it.
Yeah. Well, she's a collector.
Big time. A friend even compared her collection to that of, quote, Ted Nugent.
No.
Which gives you some idea of political leanings among this friend group, I would imagine.
True.
While she wasn't listed among Kern County residents with a concealed weapon permit, it is believed that she was armed when she confronted the alleged thieves. Police found a plethora of weapons in her black Challenger that she had driven to confront them, including a semi-automatic Dan Wesson .45, a Ruger 1022 semi-automatic rifle, 6 knives, and numerous loaded magazines and ammunition.
Jesus Christ.
The stolen maroon Hellcat also contained a .45 caliber semi-automatic handgun, 5 knives, and 17 loaded magazines.
Those just in the car?
Yep. They were hers.
Oh my God.
That's part of her. She kept firearms in her vehicles, I guess. This raises, the big question. Did all of that weaponry give her kind of an elevated sense of empowerment or like turns out to be unjustified feeling of confidence?
Mm-hmm.
And, her friend on the phone she said, I'm going to try to scare these guys off. I would imagine she rolled up armed. She at least had the 9mm in her hand with all of these other guns in her car, kind of ready to like put up a fight for her car. I'm not saying that means she's deserving of death or gunfire, but like,
it's helpful to know what might have instigated that reaction.
Right. The statistics just show, and like, I'm not even saying that I have a huge problem with gun ownership. I just don't think that the stats support that like showing up to an altercation with a gun, we know that increases the risk.
Yeah, it doesn't make you safer.
No, extraordinarily, of being the victim of a gunshot wound yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So whether that's you firing by accident and harming yourself, or the act of just showing up with a gun is an act of aggression in an already heightened society where everybody is a gun owner and so many places have stand your ground laws, that you rolling up and then ending up the victim of murder, even in an act of just like trying to get your property back, it's not fucking worth it.
I think as soon as a gun comes out, every single other gun comes out. It's like that is an instant escalation of everything.
Exactly.
You're taking it
to another level.
0 to 100 in under 4 seconds.
Yeah. So Bakersfield Police Department launched an exhaustive investigation. They utilized digital footprints, obtaining cell tower pings, and then phone, internet, and social media information to identify the suspects in this theft now turned murder, potentially. On June 20th and 21st of 2023, so only 3 months after the shooting, Bakersfield police officers served search and arrest warrants in multiple cities across Southern California. They arrested 4 guys between the ages of 18 and 23 in connection with the homicide. I swear to God, car theft is like mostly teens.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah,
it's an annoying fucking crime, but for the love of God, just file a claim with your insurance, get a payout, and don't engage
go
in
after
this.
them. Yeah.
So, yeah, the guys they arrested were 19-year-old David Thompson, who was arrested in Bellflower, California, 18-year-old Adam Ransom, who was arrested in Linwood, California, 23-year-old Joseph Bush, arrested in Anaheim, 19-year-old Giovanni Garcia arrested in Long Beach. None of the accused suspects had any identified residential ties to Bakersfield, but it was an area of fairly high crime. It was a known hotspot for car theft. It's where you don't have to live there to go there and try and steal shit.
Cause some mischief.
Right, exactly. So Sergeant Robert Pear of the BPD emphasized that they were not blaming Victoria Hampton for her death. And I agree. She's not the reason that she died. He stated, quote, "In no way did this woman do anything wrong, and especially did not do anything wrong to the point where she deserved to be hurt or in this incident killed." However, he also stressed that it's impossible to know if someone stealing property is armed, which is the whole point. You just don't know what you're walking into. Even if you are heavily armed, it just doesn't, it's a car. It's not worth it. It's not worth your life.
It's not your firstborn.
No. BPD has observed a significant increase in deadly weapons being carried during property crimes. Pear strongly encourages the public to contact law enforcement if they track stolen property, allowing police to confront the suspects. But he also acknowledged public frustration with response times, which can lead people to feel that they need to act themselves. And like, this is very real. There have definitely been upticks in car theft all over the country. Certainly since COVID, we've had a big issue with it in Minneapolis specifically.
Carburetors.
Yeah. But a lot of theft and a lot of like hijacking vehicles because then they could get the keys and joyride around. So it's like there's been an uptick in like people being pulled out of their cars and then, or like when you're getting home, you know, and it does not, it is scary. I'm not going to say that it's not scary. It often does not end in violence. And it's usually just like fuck ass teenagers trying to be cool. And so it's like, just hand over, and then they fucking whatever. They crash the car. They bail on the car. Like the majority of cars that get stolen are usually found abandoned within like a few days. And I feel like it's very common, at least in Minneapolis. I don't know how this is in other cities, but for when you call the police to report a car stolen, they're not fucking sending out all of their resources to locate it. They're not, because most of these cops know, okay, 9 times out of 10, this is shitty kids going for a joyride, and then they're going to ditch the car and we're going to find it. And it's either going to be totaled or it's going to be reparable, and then it's an insurance problem and they're not like looking for the people who stole it. You know, so I get why people would put an air tag and say their fucking beloved Dodge Charger or whatever, with the intention, okay, I can call law enforcement and be like, I can tell you exactly where this is. Can you go?
Yeah.
But even then, those response times, like it's not a priority to them. You know, I even remember my house, not my current house, but an apartment of mine being broken into and like an Xbox being stolen while I was home.
Oh,
it was very scary. And we filed a police report and an officer came over and we like gave them all this information. And then we called Microsoft because like we had friends keeping an eye on our login to see if somebody logged in on it so that Microsoft could get that login information and send the IP address to the law enforcement officer that was working on our case.
Smart.
So we did like all of the work to keep an eye on the account, have friends keep an eye on the account, and like screenshot/call us as soon as they saw somebody log in so that we could then give that login information to Microsoft and they could release it to the police. So we did all of that for them and then
investigating
and then gave the police the number being like, there was a login. This is our contact at like Microsoft customer service. He can't release the IP address to us, but he can release it to you. And then we can figure out who has it so we can fucking press charges for breaking and entering. And the cop just never did it. Never called Microsoft, never followed up. And Microsoft couldn't give us that information. So like, I get it. There's a part of me that really understands being like, fuck the cops, doy. Of course I understand that. And wanting to like take matters into your own hands. And we need to stop valuing our property over our own lives and our own safety. And that includes if you're being held up, if your car is being stolen, like hand it over. It is not worth it. Hand it over and get to safety. Let them take your stuff. Your stuff is replaceable, but like you as a person are not replaceable. So just a reminder It's not.
It's just stuff.
It's not. It's just stuff. So David Thompson, identified as the possible shooter of that group of 4 guys, offered a peculiar explanation to investigators. He claimed that, motivated by peer pressure, he fired his gun into the air as he approached Hampton to scare her off because she was armed, and that she must have accidentally shot herself as she stumbled away in fear.
Who said that? That's the defense?
Yeah. One of the suspects who is being charged with being the one to actually pull the trigger and shoot Vicky.
I forgot the trial hasn't even happened yet.
Yeah. This claim, however, is directly contradicted by Vicky's autopsy, which showed Vicky's only gunshot wound was to the back of her head.
Yeah, that's not where you shoot yourself.
No. So, yeah, a location she likely could not have shot herself. Forensic evidence also suggested that she was shot from behind at point blank range. And I would also imagine that they have ballistics forensics. She was holding a gun. I'm not sure what the evidence is on whether or not they matched or if that's more information that'll come out in trial. But the autopsy alone does not support this claim. And then there's likely to be additional evidence that will be brought forward in trial. Mm-hmm. So David Thompson is being charged with murder, carjacking, and vehicle theft, while Garcia, Vizcarra, and Bush face charges of carjacking, vehicle theft, and conspiracy. And I'm not 100% sure what's going on with the youngest, Adam Ransom. I don't know if he is facing charges at this time.
Okay.
So in a significant development, a motion was filed on behalf of one of the defendants, Joseph Bush, seeking the recusal of the Kern County District Attorney's Office. Basically, they want the people prosecuting them out and someone else appointed. This motion, filed by Bush's attorney, Mark Anthony Raimondo, argues that the DA's office received a download of one of the suspects, Bush, cell phone information, and the cell phone info contained privileged attorney-client communications. So they got access to stuff that came through after their arrest and when he'd already started working with his defense team. The download included text messages between Bush and Eric Lee, one of the attorneys in Raimondo's office, discussing his case, discussing the defense, the planning, the strategy, and experts that they're thinking of calling forward.
Wow. So the whole thing is spoiled.
That's what the defense in his case is trying to argue. Prosecutor Christine Antonios immediately said she immediately stopped reading the contents upon discovering the messages and agreed to delete them. But Raimondo on the defense team says that's not enough. He contends that the integrity of the judicial process and Bush's constitutional rights to effective assistance of counsel and a fair trial are compromised as defense strategies may have been divulged. I kind of get that because it's sort of like, whose word are we supposed to, you would hope that this Christine Antonios person has a lot of integrity and is telling the truth. But in these situations where it's like, we're supposed to just take someone's word for it, that all of this privileged information, none of it was seen and you deleted it all. And now we're just supposed to move forward like everything is chill. I get that. Despite how you feel about the defendant, I would feel some type of way about that if I were the defendant.
I would too.
He offered as an alternative to recusal of this prosecution team that Raimondo proposed at least the appointment of a special master, which is an outside legal expert, to review all of the cell phone contents and basically audit the whole situation to ensure a fair trial. And I think that's a good compromise.
Yeah, basically like a mediator for the whole thing.
Yep. So that has delayed a lot of the process toward a trial because a couple of these defendants are being tried together. So now we're currently waiting on a hearing for this specific motion from Bush's legal team. But it doesn't kind of end there because there was weirdness with the handling of Victoria Hampton's remains.
Oh, God.
And also revelations about her family, which we don't really know a whole lot about until this specific thing came out. So Victoria Hampton's parents are still living and are divorced. So her father is Richard Escudero of Bakersfield and then Nancy Hazel of Texas. So her father lived in the same area, but they were all estranged.
Okay.
And Richard and Nancy didn't even know that Victoria was dead until 3 months after the fact. And it wasn't because authorities contacted them. It was because they saw a newspaper article about her murder.
What?
On the morning of June 22nd, Richard Escudero was reading the local crime roundup, like in the paper, when he saw the name Vicky Ann Marie Hampton and realized that was his daughter. He had never been notified, nor was her mother notified, or any other family member or next of kin.
What the how?
Well, Escudero then learned that Hampton's remains had been turned over to someone he did not know, and her body had been cremated. The coroner's office released her remains to her bestie, Teresa Klein, the friend who was on speakerphone with Hampton during her murder.
What the fuck?
According to a claim...
She set her up.
Well, I don't think so, but I'm curious what you think because, you know what? I'll finish this. According to a claim brought by Escudero and Hazel, the mom and dad, against the county, Klein allegedly claimed to be Vicky's sister. Klein initially denied presenting herself as Hampton's sister, Vicky's sister, but that is how she's listed on Vicky Hampton's death certificate. So she might be saying, oh, I didn't come in and say I was her sister, but they asked me and I guess I just said yes. Or like, I don't know the details, but the parents filed a claim, which is a precursor to a lawsuit seeking $500,000 in damages, alleging the coroner's office, quote, did not follow its own protocols before releasing the remains. Their attorney stated this was a, quote, major screw up by the coroner's office. Now, here's why I believe that Bestie Teresa may have posed as her sister. I think she did it to get the remains and make sure her friend's wishes were honored in her death because, as it turns out, Vicky had been estranged from her family for several years. Teresa Klein told police that Vicky Hampton was estranged from her parents due to a gender-affirming surgery that she had in Denmark 35 years prior to her death, and that her parents had disowned her for being a trans woman. However, Hampton's father, Richard Escudero, while acknowledging the operation was painful for him, stated that the estrangement was because Hampton had misappropriated over $150,000 of her grandfather's money. Now, I don't know. I'm speculating wildly, but I read that as, no. We weren't mad about the operation. We were mad at what money she used to pay for the operation.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it makes a lot more sense to me why they wouldn't have found out about her death, why Teresa would have risked
pretending to be her sister if there's the possibility that Vicky did not feel safe or understood by her own family and she'd cut them off. Absolutely. That's my new theory.
That's what I think. So I don't know. Like I said, I'm speculating, but I do tend to lean toward that, and that makes the pieces come together so much more clearly for me. Like, if it were me and you were estranged from your family for whatever reason, and like I knew the details of that and I wanted to protect you in death, I could easily see myself doing that for you or you doing that for me. Mm-hmm. That just seems like that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways. So I'm curious.
Well, especially as being a best friend, the idea of her luring her best friend to her death for what kind of gain?
No. There's no evidence.
No. That's just what I said when she pretended to be her sister to get her,
No.
Another theory that I had as to why it might have escalated so quickly, not only did she have her gun, if she had weapons in the car that was stolen, they probably found them and they're like, oh, fuck, we're dealing with a dangerous person. So when she found them, they were like, we got to take her out now.
It's entirely possible, though I don't know if by the time she found the car, they had even opened the trunk. They had just gotten
under the seat. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Was it only like 10 minutes or was it like a couple hours?
I'm not sure the exact timeline. And again, I think a lot will come out in trial, but it was the same afternoon. Mm-hmm. Like, she discovers her car is missing. She calls her bestie. She's like, holy shit, I can't believe this is happening. I'm following my AirTag. I'm going to go find these motherfuckers and get my car back. And poor Teresa's like, okay, I guess I'll stay on the phone with you. And then all of this goes down. I have a feeling the timeline is fairly condensed. Maybe an hour or two between the initial theft and when she was found in the street.
Just a thought.
Yeah.
Since she had so many goddamn guns.
Yeah. No, entirely possible.
And just the fact it was just a few seconds till she got shot in the head from behind.
Right.
That means there was someone outside the car already. It just happened so fast.
Yeah. Or it could be as simple as she rolled up. She had a 9mm handgun in her hand when her body was found, like underneath her. So she'd fallen on top of it, you know, unless that was staged. I don't know. But like she comes out, gun blazing. At least one of these individuals is also armed, turns a gun back on her. She's not expecting them to be armed. She turns around to like take cover. They roll up and shoot her in the back of the head. Could have been that.
And I'm just going off of what I imagined happened as you were reading it. So,
oh yeah, I mean,
obviously.
honestly, we don't. She's not alive to
No.
give us her testimony. I don't know. I think because this is pending trial, if there are witnesses that are testifying, I don't know who they are. People are not talking to the press, which is like smart from at least from the defendant's standpoint. So I have a feeling I'm going to be setting a Google alert for this case because I'm very curious. I want to read some of the court transcripts and read some of the testimony and see if there were eyewitnesses because I'm very curious. Like what the fuck happened? All we know is a car got stolen. She tracked the car. There was a confrontation and she ended up dead. I want to know
everything.
I want to know everything else. Like what the hell? So it's really fucking tragic. It's definitely a cautionary tale about vigilante justice. And trust me, I understand the appeal, but I wish Vicky's loved ones all the best. It's really hard to lose a friend in such a violent fucking way. And I hope that there is, you know, justice in her case where justice needs to be applied. And that's on all sides of the coin.
Well said.
Because we don't know, like, again, I'm not blaming Vicky for what happened to her, but like she was pissed off. Did she roll up and try some shit? I don't know. I don't know what the fuck happened to escalate from my car got stolen to I'm dead from a back of the head gunshot wound. Like there's missing pieces here and I want to fucking know what they are.
And even if she did roll up,
she's getting her car.
Deserve to be killed.
No, she does not. And I mean, we have at least Teresa's testimony. She was on speakerphone when it happened. So I feel like if there had been more yelled or said or threatened by Vicky, we would know about that from Teresa's testimony. But also she's a best friend. She might be wanting to keep some things closer to the chest to protect Vicky. So we don't know. We're going to see what comes out in court. I'm just very curious. I feel like there's a huge gap in like the what the fuck happened of it all.
Yes. Keep me posted.
We
I'll set a
shall.
Google alert too.
Great. I love it. Well, yeah. So that's Bakersfield, baby.
That's fucking Bakersfield.
Kathleen, your home turf.
Well, that was a surprisingly interesting episode.
Yeah, your case is haunting.
Yes. And I will say I Googled Bakersfield weird crimes and
Me
one
too.
of the did you see the Labubu story?
No.
Turns out it didn't happen in Bakersfield. It was just reported by Bakersfield.com.
Okay.
But $30,000 worth of Labubus were recovered from a house in Chino.
Girl. I don't understand the Labubu.
They're not cute. But these people who stole them, they think they like surreptitiously entered the warehouse where the Labubus were on several different occasions and were taking them out in like shifts.
Oh, siphoning Labubus.
They were siphoning the Labubus. I have the one and only.
Oh, she's canceled.
Carat. What'd she do?
She put a Labubu in blackface.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and it was bad.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So, fuck that lady.
Okay.
Not great, guys.
Not great.
We can't have anything.
No. I do like the voiceover, though, with people holding their pets and really holding their cat's ears back and saying that.
It's very funny. It's very
Anyway,
funny.
if you can't tell that we have recorded this episode probably 3 weeks before it's going to air.
Yeah.
Us talking about this right now is going to make it really apparent.
Yeah, we're dating ourselves. All right, so let's stop while we're ahead. Thank you so much for listening. Please join us on Uncorked.
Yes, we have so
Please.
much fun over there.
Please.
We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to Wine and Crime. Our cover art is by Danielle Sylvan. Music by Phil Young and Corey Wendell. Editing by Jonathan Camp. Our production manager is Andrea Gardner. For photos, sources, and other resources, head to wineandcrimepodcast.com. You can follow us on all the socials at Wine and Crime Pod. If you'd like to show your support and get access to all sorts of wine-fueled bonus content, check out our premium channel at wineandcrimepodcast.com/uncorked. Cheers!